Hey, how you doing? This is John Paul from John Paul Music UK, and in this video I'm going to show you a couple of tips and tricks with the Headrush Looperboard. Hello everyone, how you doing? Hope you're well. If you've never been here before, my channel is all about music tech and looping. Please subscribe to the channel and please give this video a good old thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. So the first thing you'll notice with my looperboard, as you set it up, I've got it at the top left-hand corner. You'll see 001. That's not by mistake. That is a program I've created, which I've just called 001. I'm going to press the function button, and then I'm actually going to press the one above that, which says start, stop, but also it's loop select. You'll see I've got a couple of loops there that are preset. Now, 001 and 002 is what I use to play live. Got a couple of the tracks there that I have pre-made. Say I've finished the song, I've finished playing, and then what we'll do is we'll say thank you very much. And whilst the audience are applauding, then what I'll do is I'll go there, there, and there. It's a real quick thing, so you can literally just go 1, 2, 3. What that'll do is it'll raise everything on the track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up a different track. So we've got a track here which is Wicked Game by Chris Isaac. There's another video of me performing that if you want to see it. And I'm going to show you what I would do to get out of this and go back to sort of square one, or my version of square one, which is 001. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press function, then I'm going to press loop select, and then these buttons here will come up with what is available for me. So if I go there and then there, you can then quickly see which one you're on, which loop you're on. So I'm going to go to number 1, which is my 001. And you can hear that change, you can hear the effects have come off, and it's completely changed. If I go to exit out of that now, if I go to effects, you can see all my effects are there, but they're switched off. And I'm ready for another loop. Now with the 001, I've actually set mine into sync mode. The reason for that is because there'll be a couple of songs I need with a short beat, but then maybe a longer chord progression. If we go to 002, you will see that one is, again, has my effects switched on. You can hear the difference there. I'll just turn those off. But this one is actually set to fixed mode, and I've got a couple of songs that are, say, 4 bars long with the beat, with the chord progression and everything. So 001 I've set up for sync mode, so I can use different time lengths, and 002 I've got for fixed mode. It's really, really useful for gigging if you're not going to be using it like a backing track, if you're going to be actually creating this stuff live all the time. As long as you remember which one you're going to be using, then you're going to be quids in. So when I click on effects, you're going to see these. These are my 4 racks that I've actually set up. One will say drum, then we've got vocal, then we've got studio, and we've got another vocal. The drum one is actually a vocal effect, so I can do a bit more beatboxing and a bit more ambience for that. So if I tap that on, then you're going to hear a little bit more vocal presence, so we'll give you a bit more as opposed to just gives it a little bit more. So let's dive into that. This is actually a drum sound. Let's just turn it back on. And you can hear the difference there straight away. A little bit more EQ in the mid and lower frequencies. And also we've got a little bit of reverb as well, and some compression attacking that nicely. So boom, boom. The next one is another vocal one, so that we use this a little bit more presence. This one is what I'd normally leave switched on. And let's go into this one. So a little bit of EQ, a little bit of compression, a little bit of reverb going on there, a little bit of a high pass gain as well, just to add a little bit more there. 1, 2, 2, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. The third one that says studio, you can see it says input number 2, and this is the guitar. So at the moment you're going to hear this. We turn this on. So that's just a little bit more presence for the guitar. Let me show you what I've done with that. So again, I'm not playing around with the pitch or distortion or anything like that. It's just reverb, compression, and a little bit of EQ changing. So just give it a little bit more bass, a little bit more bass heavy. I can change it on the EQ here on the guitar, but it's nicer to actually have it permanently on there. And the final one is a vocal, and this is a effect that I use, which is a octave down, which gives me a nice bass sound. This is lovingly called Barry White. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, hello. So let's see what I've done with this one. I'm just going to turn it off so you can actually hear me what I'm saying. So you can see there we've got pitch, and it's actually minus 12, so 12 semitones down, or an octave down, and then we've got 70% of the mix. So there's 30% of my own voice going in there, as you can hear now. So there we go. You can still hear me over the top. A little bit of humanization there. And then we use the reverb, the comp, and the EQ a little bit just to fatten it out a bit. So they are my 4 effects that I have on my main preset. What you'll notice as well, let's just turn number 2 and number 3 on, which is the vocal and the guitar. So they're now on. We can see that because there's a blue and a yellow indicator. I've changed the colors to do that. And then what I can do is, if I change over from the blue vocal to the drum one for beatbox, you'll see they'll just switch over because it's coming from input number 1. If I had something on each input, I could turn all of them on at the same time. So that now switches over. Same with the bass. That one switches over. And then back to that one. I've only got one effect for the guitar. I don't want to do too much to the guitar. It's just an acoustic guitar at the end of the day. And then a lot of the effects I use for looping, I will do with my mouth. I'll use for bass lines or for harmonies or anything like that. I have had a question around about effects and how you change the effects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one of my effects, and we're going to change them slightly. Okay, so we're now in the effects rack, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you and turn on the effects for the bass, and then we're going to play with it a little. Hello, 1, 2. So I'm just going to turn that off while I explain what I'm doing. So we're going to have a look at the board now and have a look at the screen a little bit closer. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how this works. I'm going to have this setting which I've got called Barry White, which I've called it Barry White, and if you go into this, we can actually see here I've got Barry White. We've got all these different ones as well. I could do harmony 5th, and we turn it on. Hello. Now the reason that's called harmony 5th is because it's pitch shift to 7. So how do I change that? All you do is you tap on it, and then what you can do is you can either slide your finger up and down like that. Now pitch point 7.2 is a bit... If you want to get a bit more accurate, what you can do is you can use the dial here, and we can move it to wherever we want. So if we want 5, so then if you want to play with the pitch mix, what we can do is we can move that over there, and we can change that up. And then we can move this up and down. So I wanted to show you very, very quickly how you can do that. So when you've done that, say we've actually created this now, and I want to create one called Harmony 5th, that's fine. We can hit the save button, and what we'll do is we can either save the existing one or save it as a new preset. I'm going to save the existing one. It'll just overwrite the Harmony 5th. Now we've got loads of effects that say vocal, guitar, lo-fi, dub, drum, and studio. Now, just because it says guitar, it doesn't mean you have to put a guitar through it. I can put the microphone through it. I can put a keyboard through it. As you can see on the very first rack, it says drum. As you've noticed, it's a drum kit effect, but I'm actually using my microphone for it for a little bit of beatboxing or beat making. So there's loads that you can go through here, and this is just the presets for the vocal. What I'd encourage anyone to do if you've got this is go through each one of these and have a listen to them. So for example, let's go to lo-fi, and we can hear straight away we can actually have something like loop distortion. So let's have a look. This is now changed to lo-fi. Let's turn it on. 1, 2, hello, hello, hello. 2, 2, boom, boom. You could use that for drumming, for beatboxing. Obviously, a little bit of tone on there. And it's very loud. So I'm going to turn that off. But what you can do is we could actually have like a pokey vinyl. 1, 2, 1, 2. I quite like that. I like the vinyl effect you've got there. So you can change the vinyl effect depending on what you're doing. Also, what I should show you as well is you've got vinyl drive, the degrading there, so frequency, the percentages of everything. You can see the percentages here. When we get to things like delay, you can see there is a delay on it, so listen. All you can do there are different modes. Again, you can scroll across them and there's different modes you've got. So this one's on damped right now, and we can actually put it there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, no. So the great thing about this is we can save 4 effects racks to each preset. So for this one now, if I saved it, I'd have lo-fi on 001, but then when I go to 002, it will be saved as it was before, so I'd have the Barry White effect instead of the lo-fi effect. Now, let's say that I've messed with this a little bit, but actually I want to go back to where I was. I want to go back to my preset. I haven't pressed save yet. So what I can do is I can go to Function, go to Loop Select, press number 1. It will load it. We go back out, and now you can see that the bottom one there has returned to our bass sound. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now everything I've shown you, I've been using the pedals to actually access the loop select. I want to show you that you can actually access it through the screen as well. All you do is swipe down from the very top. That will give you the same functionality as if you press Function, Loop Select. You also have a bank up and bank down in this version, which is number 4 on the pedals. So you can actually bank down and bank up and go to your next set of presets. Thank you very much for sticking around and looking at some of the more detailed effects of the Looperboard. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up as it really helps the channel grow. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you have any comments or questions regarding the Looperboard, please put them in the comments section below. Thank you very much for watching.